Hi everyone, David here from daviddumaisaudio.com, and in this video I'll be sharing my 5 favorite key commands or hotkeys, whatever you want to call them, that I use whenever I'm working with audio files, sound effects, and doing sound design. So let's jump right in with number 1. So the first one is to add space between audio files. So sometimes when you're working and you're doing sound design, sometimes you might want to chop up whatever audio like this, maybe, or whatever it is, or maybe you have just different sound effects that you have that are like one right beside the other, or maybe they're overlapping or something like that. So what you can do is you can actually go here, select them all, and I'll show you where it is inside of Cubase and Nuendo here, which is under Function and Set Spacer between selected events. So this is going to add space between the events in seconds. So right now, if I put 1 second, there you go. Now it adds space between each of these events, and there's 1 second between each of these, which is great. So this I have mapped to a key command, so I can just go and press one key command. I don't have to go into my edit and whatever else to find this. I just go in here, select what I want to select, and I just click add space, my key command here, and there you go. So that's done. So that's the first one that I use. All right, so the second one is to show and hide automation. And I actually have 2 of these. One is to show and hide automation for the selected track that I'm on. And I also have one to show automation for all of the tracks in the project. So let me show you guys what that might look like. So if I have, I just have manipulator open here. Let's say I'm writing automation. So let's say I'm just writing automation and then I stop. Instead of having to go down here and trying to have to find like the automation that you're using, you can actually use a key command, which is called, show and hide track automation. So if I show select the track automation like this, I just click my key command and now I see exactly what I drew in here, right? And then I can also hide it. So I can see it hide, see hide. So it's really quick key command that I can just click to show and hide my automation. Now, like I said, there's also one where you can show the whole project automation. So if I have like 2 like this, or if I have multiple tracks, whatever, I can just click on it. Oh, wrong one. Where is it here? There we go. Like that. And then now I see all my project's automation. I can also hide it, see it, and hide it. So what are those key commands? So let's open it up. And the key commands here. So you can just go to, should be under automation, right here. So you can show, right now this is hide all automation, and you can see I have it set to a key command, Control-Alt-Shift-C. And this is hide automation. So this is for a selected track right here, hide automation. Hide all automation is all of the automation on the project. And if we see a bit further down, we should be able to show right here. So show used automation on the selected track is down here. And then show all used automation on the project is here. So you might be thinking like, why are these all like really weird key commands? The reason that they're weird and they're kind of arbitrary is because I'm actually using a Stream Deck. So I'm actually just pushing a button and just looking at a picture and the text, and I'm just pushing a button. So I never have to actually memorize them. They're just set up on my Stream Deck, and I just push a button and then they process it. So, but just so you know where they are, this is where they are under the automation folder in Cubase and Nuendo. All right, let's go to the next one. The next one is to normalize. This is something I do a lot, especially if I'm, editing sounds or just creating sound design or something like that. Like sometimes I'll generate sounds, and sometimes the sounds I generate, they'll be like really like short like this. So if I put this as a new, there you go, like this, something like this, you can see the audio is really not loud, right? You can see the peak is only up here. It's not actually hitting 0. So what I like to do is just to normalize, just so I know where my limit is, and then I can always like bring down my volume or my gain or if I need to. So the one I have set for that is Control-Alt-N, and it's just direct offline processing. So it's just going to process it offline, and as you can see, look at that, it just went up. So if I undo, you can see this is how it was before, and when I redo, it goes back so that it is now normalized. So mine is Control-Alt-N. So if I go into the key commands here, Control-Alt-N, select, it's right here. So it's under Process, Normalize. And that's just something I use, like I said, often whenever I'm generating sounds or I'm just trying to figure out where my limit is for the volume of my sound effects. And sometimes I'll also do this if I'm just exporting a whole bunch of sound effects. I might just grab all of them and just normalize them all. And then there you go. Maybe I'll just do something like that. Now they're all set and ready to go. And yeah, so that is that. So next one, number 4, are my fade-ins and fade-outs. Very important. So fade-ins and fade-outs, of course, key command, look at that. I just click a button and it is there. One key command and it's there. One key command, it's there. And what you can also do is, let's say I remove those. I can actually grab like multiple audio files and add fade-ins and fade-outs. And now they're all the same length. And then I can just, if I wanted to, I can edit all of them, all the fade-outs, all the fade-ins like that, right? And I can just play around with that to suit whatever I might need. Okay, so that is that. So the way that I program that is, let's see here. All right, so here it is. Apply standard fade in and apply standard fade out. Again, I have it set to an arbitrary key command that I have set to my Stream Deck under audio. So this is where you'll find it in Cubase and Nuendo. Audio, apply standard fade in, apply standard fade out. Yeah, there you go. So once you have that set, and what you'll notice, if you don't already have it set, you'll notice here I have an S curve fade in and fade out. That's just my preference whenever I'm working. The way you can change that is you can just click on the right of the curve here, and you can choose the kind of curve that you want to be your default, and then you just set as default. So mine is an S, and then I just click set as default, apply, and then every time now that I draw a curve, it'll be an S curve like that on any audio file. So that is how I get that. All right, so now let's move on to number 5, which is to remove silence. So if I was going to do, here, let's grab all of these. I'm going to make it all into one audio file here, like that. So now this is all one audio file. They're not separate sound effects, as you can see. And now what I'm going to do is I want to remove silence. So I'm going to click on that. And it's going to process it. And as you can see here, it's locating where all the silence is, and then it's going to cut the audio where those silences is. And the way you can control the threshold of the silence, so let's say it's going to cut at -70 dB, that's where it's going to control the threshold. So as you can see here, you can see the lines moving to where the threshold is. You can adjust it. You can put it a lot lower if you want. It depends what you're trying to do with this. So if I put it like that, it'll cut at -140, which is basically silence. So yeah, so if I go like that, this is going to cut out where there is actual like silence. And I can process it, and as you can see now, everything's been cut at the silences. Right, so now I have all my audio files separated. Something else that I might want to do is if I click on this one, let's say, and I click remove silence. Let's see here. Let's say I'm like something like this. Okay, let's say I have an audio file like this. You can see there's a lot of silence here. So another way that I like to use it is by just clicking on remove silence, and then it's just going to cut out the beginning like that. So this is a second way I like to use it. It's to just, if I have individual files that I want and then remove silence, I'll do it that way. If I have one big file with a lot of sound effects and I want to chop them up, that's another way I like to use it. So for removing silence, that's what I do. And that is it. Those are the 5 ones that I use quite commonly whenever I'm doing sound design or editing sound design or sound effects. So number 1, adding space between audio files. Number 2, showing and hiding automation. Number 3, normalizing my sounds. Number 4, adding fade-ins and fade-outs. And number 5 is removing silence. So hopefully you guys found that useful. Hopefully you can maybe start using those in your workflow. Let me know what you guys actually use like really commonly in terms of hotkeys or key commands as part of your workflow. I'd love to know what you guys use so I can improve not only my workflow, but hopefully you can also share and help other people improve theirs. So let me know in the comments. And I think that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.